Hey guys, my name is Jeff, and today we're taking a look at this 1932 Stutz Super Bearcat DV-32, which is the Weymann special, which means it's one of two cloth-bodied cars. So before we get into that, first, a quick word from our sponsor.
This video is brought to you by Woodside Credit, the exclusive loan provider for Barrett-Jackson for over a decade. Estimate your lowest payment in America at woodsidecredit.com.
So today we're looking at a 1932 Stutz DV-32 Weymann Super Bearcat. So there's a lot of words in there, each which have their own special meanings that describe some of the cool things that have been done to this particular car. Now, if you're familiar with Stutz, they're actually an American manufacturer, which were started in Indianapolis in 1911. And they built a variety of cars, usually considered in the higher echelon of class, and usually ended up competing against a lot of foreign counterparts as far as luxury sports cars. And this was quite a different car at the time. So in the time, Stutz was facing a lot of financial difficulties. They did unfortunately go out of business in 1935, but this was one of the cars they were designing to really fight back. So what they did is the Bearcat name actually originated from the earlier 1920s cars, and they brought it back, which was a little bit of that marketing approach to kind of get some more interest in this car. And the Super name is because this featured a huge jump in power. So part of the problem was there were these new supercharged cars coming out from especially German counterparts that were making a ton more power. Obviously, superchargers help a lot in that instance. So for this, they decided to bump everything up. And the DV-32 name is because this has a 32 valve straight 8. And so that straight 8 produces 156 horsepower, which was a huge jump from the previous model somewhere, and they were around 105 horsepower. So about 51 horsepower increase over the standard models. Now, some of the other things that were changed, this car does sit a little bit lower. At the time, when you see some of the bigger, taller cars that would have existed, this car is a much slower silhouette. It's a lot sportier looking. I know it still looks fairly tall, but for the time, it was been considered a low-slung sports car and would have looked very similar to the cars that you would have seen racing in Indianapolis at the time. So going through some of the cool details, we do have some Stutz badging, obviously a lot of what is expected to declare what the car is, but I like that there's a lot of DV-32 badging on the car as well. Even in the side here, it says Stutz DV-32 in its own special badge with our wire wheels. That is a nice touch to make the car stand out and just let people know that this is in fact the Super Bearcat high-performance version. And that's one of the cool details on the exterior, but my particular favorite thing about this particular car is this right here. So this is what makes it really special. This is one of two of this fabric skin here. So you'll notice we do have our metal bodied cars. Most of them would be aluminum bodied, but here we have the cloth, which is actually done by one of their upholsterer suppliers for Stutz. And it looks fantastic. It's kind of jaw-dropping to see in person because the last thing you would ever expect is maybe some interior components like cloth to be found on the exterior of your vehicle. And even on the back, which we'll show you later, we even have some interesting stitching. Inside, we do have a wood grain interior, which looks beautiful with our 4-speed manual transmission, because of course. Obviously, we have some suicide or backwards opening doors, which are a little bit unique in that regard. And then as we come to the back, nothing too crazy, nice swept back look. But when you're looking at this actual top, we have stitching that comes down here, which is pretty unique, and a fairly standard exhaust pipe with a holder that almost looks like a connecting rod, like that you would find in an engine, which I thought was pretty interesting. Leaf springs, an interesting car nonetheless. Obviously, a very fast car. I believe the top speed was estimated to be around 105 miles per hour. So let me ask you this, would you be willing to do 105 miles per hour in this 1932 Stutz Super Bearcat? Let me know down below. So with that, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching that video. If you're looking to purchase your next collector car, be sure to check out autohunter.com, which is our online auction with cars going live every single weekday, or the sister site, classiccars.com, which has over 30,000 cars currently live on the site. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button for us. We'd really appreciate it. And consider getting subscribed for more content like that in the future. Thank you so much for watching.